What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Premier League Career Mode. It is episode number 16. Today we are wrapping up Season 2 with the finale of our second year at Craven Cottage with our final two games, both away against Arsenal and Wolves in what has been an incredibly tough second year and a tough end to the season as well. So coming back with our loss to Crystal Palace, heading to this, our penultimate game of the season. Arsenal away at Emirates Stadium, still in the hunt for a Champions League place. Us just aiming to finish as high and as strong as possible. Let's try and get a shock win away at the Emirates. Come on, Phil. I don't think we can finish any lower than 14th, I think. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Should be set for a comfortable finish above the bottom three. But remember in the last episode we were talking about how the fact that the end of this season has been like a catalogue of errors. That's the best way to describe it. How do we concede our first goal in a penultimate episode today? Wow. Ball whipped back into the middle by Trey, trying to play it back to Marco Reus, and in the end capitalised by BRF running onto the loose ball. That's so intelligent as a striker though. I must say I've got a bit of a fetish for goals like that, where, you know, like the ball is passed back to the goalkeeper and a striker runs onto it. He anticipates the pass back. It's always like a great show of awareness by that forward. Regardless, silly goal to concede, and as things stand, it's going to cost us a point because it's the only thing that's really happened in this game. It's been a poor game, really poor. And it seems as though that mistake is going to cost us a point and ensure we'll have back-to-back losses. But, you know, we said this in the last episode. Oh, what a ball, Huerta. These are the process years with Fulham. Oh, Sarah fires wide. And these are the sort of things we're going to see during this era. It's a rebuild. Rome wasn't built in a day. And Craven Cottage ain't going to be rebuilt in 2 seasons. It's going to take time for us to get to where we want to get to. And in time, games like this, we won't be losing, we'll be winning. But instead, Sarah's missing Shaw's. We're going to come up short and have back-to-back games without a goal or a point. So disappointing. But like I said, trust the process, man. Trust the process. We're getting there. We're getting there. Albeit slowly, we are getting there. But frustratingly, directly after the game, we do see that 4 of our youth players are unsettled and want to terminate their contracts. So frustrating. I didn't realise that a few of them were now 18. I thought they were all 17. But Peterson, the young Icelandic forward, he'll get a pro deal. He's the only Icelandic player in the academy. Ethan Pearce is someone I'm quite positive about, to be fair. 18 years old, centre-half. Already a good jumping stat and solid base defensive stats too. So quite excited about him. King was the other one, wasn't it? And Angus McLaughlin as well, which is genuinely one of the most Scottish-sounding names I've ever heard. Is he the only Scottish lad we got? I know we've got the fullback, Ben Morrison. To be honest, we've got better options, to be fair, so I might just let him go, to be honest. We've got better options in those offensive places, and his overall's far too low. But Sean King will definitely get one. He's a really good young left winger, and we'll give him a scholarship as well. So there you go. Right, yeah, let's jump into the final game of the season then. Wolves away at Molineux. Heading into the game, we are guaranteed practically to finish in 14th place. We could possibly finish above West Ham in 13th, but it is unlikely. But heading into the final day, Man City have basically been crowned champions already. Liverpool or Aston Villa could leapfrog Arsenal and go into 4th, but it's within the Gunners' hands now after their victory against us. Same with Manchester United, they win in the final day, then they will guarantee 7th place. And as for the bottom 3, that is quite interesting, to be fair. 3 teams with 2 spots available. Leeds, Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United, all separated by 1 point each. No, wait, Blades are 2 points behind Leeds, but even so. Final game of the season. Let's see if we can possibly go into 13th and end the season off with a win away at Molineux. Come on, Fulham. After that loss to Everton, we just wanted to get this season over and done with because, you know, I've mentioned this before, it's so hard for a team to be motivated for the final games of the year when there's literally, go on Iwobi, yes, nothing to play for, you know, like when a team is like guaranteed to finish like no higher than 11th but no lower than 14th, it's like, well, you know, there's like 4 games to go. And it's like, okay, so maybe there's a little bit more prize money possibly, or possibly a higher finish for a bonus. But for the most part, it's hard to really get excited about the final games when there's nothing to play for. So once we had that loss in the semi, I was like, right, let's get... Oh, Rodak, what are you doing? Let's get this season wrapped up, you know. But it would be nice to finish with a win if possible. Iwobi opens the scoring, and Marco Reus recently, he's starting to drop some clangers out there. 24 minutes to close this out, still leading by 1. And to be fair to us, I mean, don't get me wrong, we know it's been a tough end to season 2, it's been a tough season 2 in general, but 3 wins in our last 5 games in the league, it's not disastrous sort of form, is it? For what had been a tough year. And that should do it. Gabriel Sara with the finish. Sorry, I had to go quiet there, concentrating. Gabriel Sara with the strike. Mr. Sitter at the Emirates ain't going to miss there. And it is going to be, 3 wins in our last 5 games in the league to close the season out stronger than what could have been, let's just say that. Yep, no one can deny it's been an incredibly tough year at Craven Cottage once again, as expected, but 3 wins in 5 to end the season off shows that we are building something here. You just got to trust that process as we keep repeating the mantra. We'll take the win, the clean sheet, and a good close out to the season. And the added bonus is that after Aston Villa beat West Ham, we do jump up a position in the table. So there you go, something to play for, higher league finish. So in the end, Man City champions again. That is now 5 Premier League titles in a row, with Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs in the end finishing in the top 4, with Aston Villa 5th, Liverpool 6th and Manchester United in 7th place. The Toffees in 8th with Newcastle in 9th and Brentford wrapping at the top 10. And there we go, on the final day, jumping up to 13th in the table. Scored more goals this season, still not a great return, but a few more goals this year, finishing in 13th place ahead of West Ham on goal difference, and only 1 point behind Brighton, to be fair, in 12th. So not a disastrous season, all things considered, but clearly still well off where the board wanted us to finish. In the end, the bottom 3 were indeed the Borough, who were relegated a while ago, Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest back down to the Championship. There's some controversy in the awarding of the Golden Boot. Alexander Isak and Erling Haaland both had 25, and despite Erling getting to that tally in 1 fewer game, somehow Isak was given pole position. I do not understand that one bit. Real controversy there. But nice to see this year, for the first time, we have someone in the top 15. Thijs de Linge, 15 and 31, had a great run around March, April time, and that's why he ended up with a ratio of just under 1 and 2. Bruno Fernandes won the assist title with Haaland only 1 behind him. Thijs de Linge was also in top 6 for assists as well, with 8 in 31. A great debut season for the Dutch number 9. And as for the Golden Glove, Vicario finishing 4 clear of Alisson. Rodak, to be fair, had 8 in 23, not bad, coming into start ahead of Leno halfway through the season, but we know for next year it will be the kids starting between the sticks. So the plot thickens. Haaland takes the top scorer award, even though he was listed 2nd in the chart. I don't understand that. But as for the team of the season, Calvin Bassey's in there. Calvin Bassey's in there, 2nd year in a row, and deserved as well after another good defensive season for us. Bassey, our new club captain's in there, but he's the only representative. Vicario between the sticks, back for Alphonso Davies, the skipper, Anderson and Trent. Midfielders, Mavididi of Leicester, Fernandes, Olmo and Salah, and the top 2 were the top 2 scorers, Haaland and Isak, with the former also winning Premier League Player of the Season as well. And so, as we take a look at who won what silverware this season around the world and the European competitions too, starting with the domestic cups in England, well, as we know, the winners of the Carabao Cup were Chelsea, knocked out in the semis, and ended up going all the way to winning the Carabao Cup this year. As for the FA Cup, well, of course, we reached Wembley, getting to the final 4, only to bottle it on penalties, and in the end, Liverpool won a Merseyside derby FA Cup final, beating Everton in a 5-goal thriller at Wembley, 3-2. We saw on Wednesday night some history in European football. Olympiacos winning the Conference League, first Greek side to ever win a European honour. And in this year's Conference League, Hungarian side Ferencváros beating Sevilla to win the Conference League this year. As for the Europa League this season, no English sides in the last 8, and in the end it was a Juve-Dortmund final where the old lady managed to win the prize and collect the Europa League for this season. And as for the Champions League, I think I forgot to show the groups halfway through like I normally do, but here they are for you on the screen. You can take a look and see who made it through what group. Very interesting Group F there. And heading into the knockout stages, well, as you'll see, going all the way to the Champions League final, Real and Atletico. And dread it, run from it. It's always Real Madrid. They are inevitable. Another one for the side that's won the Champions League more than any other team. As for some other leagues, starting with the English Football League, it's an instant return for Bournemouth and Burnley as a 1-2 there. Luton are in the playoffs alongside Bristol City, Norwich and Southampton as well. So we'll see who gets promoted to the Premier League for next season. England's third tier saw QPR and Sheffield Wednesday the top two, of the playoffs being Lincoln, Charlton, Blackpool and Barnsley in the third tier of English football this year. And as for League 2, Wrexham top, Mansfield second, Notts County third, and the playoffs Exeter City, Port Vale, MK Dons and AFC Wimbledon. Oh, MK Dons and AFC Wimbledon meeting in the playoffs, that will be fun to watch. No shocks in France, PSG top of Ligue 1 with Lille second, Monaco third, Marseille fourth and Lens in fifth. And it's back-to-back Bundesligas for Bayern in a save at least. 15 clear of Bayer Leverkusen. Yep, their dominance isn't over in this career mode save so far. And as for the Serie A, it's a league and European double. Juve champions of the Serie A. Atalanta in second, Roma third, and Inter fourth in this year's Italian top tier. Ajax 8 clear of Feyenoord and 12 clear of PSV to win the Eredivisie in this year's Dutch top tier. Sporting champions by 13 points ahead of Benfica and 15 clear of Porto to win the Liga Portugal this season. At the end of the first phase in Scotland, Rangers 7 clear of Celtic, so as always, just got to assume they went all the way to win the championship. And it's a League and Champions League double for Real Madrid, just like we might see this weekend as well, finishing at 6 clear of Barcelona to win La Liga this season. Yep, looking forward to it tonight, I must say, as Fenerbahce champions of the Turkish Super League this season. Most people do have Real Madrid as strong favourites, but I think Dortmund will give them a go. And obviously, as a neutral, I don't really mind who wins, as LAFC have jumped out to a 5-point lead in the MLS. But I would like to see Dortmund win it for Marco Reus. That would be a fitting farewell for one of those players who, in world football, just seems unanimously loved, It'll be a great way for him to end his career there. And so, as we take one final look at the squad to end Season 2, we definitely took steps forward this season, there's no doubt about that. But the biggest thing we did, I feel, was restructuring the wage bill, getting players off the books on salaries they didn't really justify, such as Harry Wilson, for example, going to West Ham. Quite a few fringe players who never really had much of a chance of making it. And we did, to be fair, improve the squad in terms of first-team quality as well. Gabriel Sara, Thijs Dellinga, you'd probably say Sessegnon too, I think, fair to say, has improved the team as well. And Jan Kuto, of course, coming as part of that part exchange deal, though, of course, did have that injury towards the end of the season. The team got better. It didn't get massively better, don't get me wrong. We're still not a European side yet, but it did improve. Slowly, steadily, we are taking steps forward for this rebuild here with Fulham. And I'm liking it. What I really like too is the fact that we're realistically rebuilding it too. Haven't just got a load of wonder kids in here. Nope, still a nice blend of some seniors, some players in their mid-20s and their primes, but some wonder kids as well, including this guy. Oh, I can't wait. I'm 5 at the Baggies. Lance Knight returning for next year. He'll take Marek Rodak's spot. And this is why I didn't mind the sale of Bern Leno. Yet we knew what the long-term future is. This guy has developed brilliantly at the Hawthorns. But yeah, it was a tough season. It was a challenging season, but you can see what we're trying to do with this Fulham team. We're getting better and better, gradually, slowly, steadily. We're improving this side, and most importantly, we're carving out an identity as well. When we took over Fulham, I was like, I don't really know what this team's trying to be at the moment, but now we do. Now we see what this Fulham team is trying to become. And this year, 13th place in the league. It wasn't great. It wasn't fantastic. The board very disappointed about it too, hence why my manager rating is weak, but I felt mid-table was about where we'd finish. I was hoping we could possibly bust into the top 10, but unfortunately just didn't have it. But 13th isn't disastrous. We are well clear of the bottom 3, and, needless to say, 2 cup semi-finals in the same year. League Cup and FA Cup as well. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It was not disastrous, as Ethan Pearce is an exciting prospect. Was it great? Was it the season of dreams? Was it that year when Fulham got to the Europa League final? No, not quite, but we're laying down the groundwork. We're carving out a new identity. Slowly, steadily. Rome wasn't built in a day. We're getting there. It's taking some time, but we knew that. Just running through some more players here. Trey Hume up 2 to 78 overall. I don't know what his ceiling is right now, but I still prefer him to Valentin as our starting right back. The problem is, for the second year in a row, he had a bit of a mid-term injury to deal with. But, heading into the new season, as we continue to run through the team here, there's definitely a few players that I will be looking to cash in on. I do want a couple of seniors to stay here. I don't mind Harrison Reed for the squad. I think he's all right. And I think he's still got 2 years left, hasn't he? 2 years left? 2 years left? Yeah, 2 years left. So I don't think we need to sell Harrison Reed as a senior in this team that's been here for a long time. Obviously, Ben Sheaver's now 27, so he's now becoming a bit of a leader for this youthful Fulham team. Nathan Mason, by the way, gutted about the injury towards the end of the season. I'll keep you posted on this, but fingers crossed, touch wood, he doesn't have a potential downgrade. Up 4 ratings to 70. It was 5. He was 71 rated before the broken toe, but hopefully that doesn't see his potential take a downgrade for next season, because he doesn't deserve it. He had a great year for a 16 then turned 17-year-old. 7 goals and 6 assists in 25, averaging a 7.26. Come on, game. Please don't downgrade him. Honestly, he's such a superstar in the making. But speaking of superstars in the making, I'm a big fan of this guy. Debut year here at the Cottage. I really wanted him. Up 4 ratings to 82 overall. Gabriel Sara. Only 25 years old. Still getting better. Yeah, okay, 5 goals and 3 assists in 41. It's not perfect, but don't forget, he's been operating deeper. You know, when you look at his stats here, you probably think he's more of a CAM than a CM. We've been playing him deeper alongside Ben Sheaf or Josh Eccles, because I prefer him there, and he still has some decent numbers too. I really like this guy a lot, man. Fabio Carvalho, as we know, gutted it'll be a one and done for Fabio since returning after submitting that transfer request. So annoying, because like I said before, he played well when he did play, but he had a couple of knocks, he broke his toe towards the end of the season, and his stamina isn't too high either, so frustrating that the transfer request was handed in, so he'll be leaving in the summer, but even so, should make a profit since returning. And to be fair, we've got a couple of great CAMs out on loan right now. John Nicol, that played a few games in the league for Leicester this season, and also Albert Clark at Coventry, up 7 ratings as well. So I don't think we'll miss him too much. We've got Harris as well. I think Mason probably could play CAM too as opposed to RM, so yeah, not too concerned about it. Bobby Reilly's joining Al Hilal in the summer, so yeah, we'll be saying goodbye to one of our seniors there. Alex Iwobi grew a rating this year. To be fair, 4 goals and 3 assists in 19. I like him for the squad, man. He's been in decent form. He plays limited game time. When he does play, I do quite like him. So I hope he, like Harrison and like Adama Traore, who also grew a rating and scored 6 goals and had 4 assists in 32. Not terrible for a squad player. I hope they stay. Like I said, I don't just want a team of teenagers. I want some seniors to help the youngsters get mentored as well. And I hope Traore, Iwobi, Reed, I hope they stay. I hope they stay to mentor the young lads. Isaiah Jones, I don't know if he'll be staying though. 25 years old. He's been there 18 months now. Probably not going to get any better at 74 overall. Only the 1 goal all season long, but it was one we won't forget, that goal against West Ham that looked as though it would have been the winner in the FA Cup last 16. Jan Couto only grew a rating since coming in from Man City, but the broken toe hampered his development towards the end of the season. I'm sure next year, a full season here at Fulham, he'll do better. Cesar Huerta came in 3 assists in 12 games from excellent and grew 2 ratings as well. Didn't score since arriving from Salernitana, but I said when I signed him, I don't really know anything about him, but I do see him being a handy squad player here. Definitely looks that way as well. Raul Jimenez, though, speaking of seniors, he will be going. No goals this season in the 8 games. Practically all from the bench, though, really. But down 4 to 68 overall. We tried to sell him this season in the final year of his contract, but like we said earlier, there are a few players here on really inflated weekly wages, and I'm not surprised that at least one of them was going to sit and see out the contract. Raul Jimenez in the end was that guy. But you know what? For all he's been through, fair enough. Give him the bread. He deserves it. But for Thijs de Linge, we knew he was the replacement, and he showed just how good he was, man. 17 goals and 10 assists as well in 40 games in all competitions. He had some patches here and there where he wasn't great, but there was a period around March time when the guy was unstoppable. He scored like 7 goals in 4 games. He was just on fire. Up 4 to 82 overall. Yes, he's got holes on those attributes for the most part, but I think for next season, he's going to get better and better and better. And I can see him finishing up around 84, 85 coming the end of next season. He's a hell of a player, and I've got no plans to let him go. Stansfield, I think, is he coming back in the summer? Or I know he's on a 2-year loan deal there at Bournemouth, but he's growing nicely. Up 3 at Dorset. sit. And as for the young striker of Blade, he's leaving on a free transfer, and this is the young Icelandic forward who shows great potential. We'll try and loan him out in the summer. But that will do it for the season finale and the final episode of Season 2, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed our second season at Craven Cottage, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode, a brand new season, as our third year at Craven Cottage will get underway, where for sure, no doubt about it, I'm hoping for a budget of around 70 to 80 million. I think we'll need to add a bit of depth to the team and also bring in a star new player. I'm not sure in what position, to be fair, maybe CDM, but someone to really improve this team and give us the certified best possible chance at a top 10 finish. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for a brand new season, the start of Season 3, very soon.